Hi guys, Baz from Hognose UK here. I've got a really cool clutch to cut today. It's from an animal I'm calling the Fanta. It may change, but years ago, quite a few years ago, Lee Vell and I were at Doncaster and DJ John was on the road behind us. Lee sent me to have a look at a lesser clown that he had there, thinking that he knew I wanted one, and I thought he meant for me to go and have a look at it and see if it's worth buying. So I've known John for many years. He'd done me a really good deal and I bought it, much to Lee's disappointment, because Lee thought I was going to have a look at it for him and I thought I was looking at it for me. So anyway, I ended up with it. Cut a long story short, I bred a couple of clutches off of it, and you know, it didn't produce anything amazing. Then I just bred it literally to a normal het clown, and I got something out that looked a bit like a yellow belly, and then I got a big female. Well, she's big now, but I got a female out that was orange. I thought, this is quite unusual, this is, you know, interesting. There was also a lesser female which was orange and again looked like a yellow belly, so I kept that as well. Now that is going to be a future video. That hatches in the next batch, probably in about 2 weeks time, so it'll be interesting to see if she has actually got that gene in her. She doesn't look like any lesser het clown I've ever seen before. The pattern on her is amazing. She's very different. I might take a video of her for that video. I just hung on to her because she was a bit unusual, and that's, you know, that's sometimes you end up with these unusual genes or new genes or different traits, you know, etc. You just got to hang on to a few bits and pieces and experiment with them. So this clutch I'm about to cut is from the orange girl. So I produced 2 clowns, no, tell her, I produced 3. So I did a joint project with my friend Guy Thompson and Hamish Thompson. They brought over a Mojave clown for me, and after quarantining it for 6 months, put it together and we got a clutch of eggs out of it. So they've got a Fanta Mojave clown and another Fanta het clown over there, and I've got a pair of Fanta clowns. I've got a pair of Fanta clowns out of it from last year, the male of which will be going back to mum next season, and the female's probably around about the kilo marks, doing really well. It's looking very, very orange. So without further ado, let's see if this orange gene, whatever it is, has carried on into this clutch. So this one's a bit different. I'm not going to cut these together, but I am going to cut both of these clutches. I'm not going to cut them on the same film is what I'm trying to say. So these are due on the 26th of the 8th. It's now the 29th, and they're still not out. These were due on the 31st of the 8th, and they're already pipping. One of them is in fact out. These have been next to each other on the same shelf at the same temperature, and this one, as I say, is several days late, and this one is several days early. So I'm going to start by cutting this one. I'm quite looking forward to seeing what's in here. I have to put out with the noise, batteries ran out in my controller, so here we go with the first egg. So this is, as I already said in the intro, these are from the weird orange het clown that I hatched. Made some amazing clowns out of it last season, which I'm growing on, the male to go back to mum and then the female to go back to her brother at some point. Oh wow, can't remember what I put. What did I say I put in this? So the leopard clown, leopard pastel, supposed to be super leopard. Now I had up to about 35-36 babies out of him that were all leopard, and then this year I've had 2 that weren't, and this looks like number 3. That doesn't really look like a leopard to me, it just looks like a pastel het clown. And it doesn't look like it's got that orange gene in it either. So the first one's not overly exciting. Cool, this is a huge egg. Oh, there we go. So there, you probably won't be able to see how orange this guy is in the egg, but that is really orange, this clown. Absolutely beautiful. Could actually be or it should be, a leopard clown orange. It's hard to say on that. It's got a lot of markings on it if it's going to be a leopard. There's always a chance in this shed that it could be also retained sperm from the year before. And the year before, I think, was a Mojave clown. It's a dad, so it should be easy enough to tell. And that, I don't know what that is. Just looks like maybe just a normal het clown. It's a little bit orangey, but it's not fantastically orange. Next season I'll be putting the son back to the mum because they're he's nearly at that size. No, that one is definitely orange. So I think this is whatever the base morph is. This is what mum's made up of. Don't actually know what it is yet. I isolated it from a clown I got from DJ John many years ago at a IHS show. And Graham and Richard have now got the dad, so I don't know if they've still got him or not, but they bought him off of a friend of mine. So oh, that's nice. That's definitely a leopard, 100%. And it's a little bit orangey, but not as orangey as the other one, I don't think. No, nowhere near. But that could be the leopard influence making it that little bit darker. Or it could just be a leopard. Find out when they're hatched. And these are well on their way. There's not a lot of blood on these. There is on that one, but there's not a lot of blood on these. The blood vessels have shrunk away, but I still think if I'd left them, they'd have gone a few more days, which is quite interesting. Literally side by side in the incubator with the other clutch that's hatched early, so work that one out. Well, this looks interesting. Aha. Now there is, oh no, that's interesting, very interesting. It's reduced the pattern as well. So there is a leopard clown with the orange gene on it, very obviously the orange gene on it, much more obvious than that. So I think that one's just a leopard. Actually, that might not even be a clown, that might be just a leopard het clown. I can't really see it that well. It's got a very busy pattern for a leopard clown. So I think probably just the two clowns. There's an orange clown which is good, which is what I was aiming for. And there's the leopard version, an orange gene. I'm calling it the Fanta gene at the moment. I haven't given it a proper name yet, but I'm calling it Fanta. Really orange. So the first one here, it's got a bit of orange in it, but it looks more normal than anything else. Which I think is probably the first one I've hatched this season, which is can't really moan about. Huge babies. I was going on about the size of the Volta babies the other day, but these guys are really big as well. So there's a male, it might be this Fanta gene. Yeah, actually it is quite orange. It's hard to tell in this light, but the orange gets better as they grow. You can see it instantly on the ones behind there, so I'm going to say it may have an influence from it, but I'm not 100% certain. This one definitely has it, and it also has some interesting different patterns going on, so maybe there's a little bit of a pattern effect in it as well. So this is definitely a Fanta. Not interesting head stamp in the middle of there. I have to look at all the others in a minute. Stay in there, you. So that is the Fanta gene het clown. I've grown on some of these from last year. I've got a pair of clowns from this, and the male will be going back to mum at some point to see if there's any super form of it. It's just weird how it just appeared out of nowhere, and the mum's like 3 kilos and she's still lovely and orange. So there's another, so there's that one. Then there's these two, which is pastel versions. So one of them is a pastel leopard. Pastel leopard with the orange gene. Look at that head, stunning. I love the way it's worked really well with the pastel. I love all the blushing up the sides, and just trying to think Just trying to think who the dad was. Oh yeah, there's no raptor involved in this, but it's very bright up the sides. It's really nice. So whatever this orange gene is works really well with pastel. I think that's lovely. I love the way it kind of fades as it goes down the sides, and very busy looking animal. So this is a pastel Fanta leopard het clown. Let's have a little look. Oops. And that's a female. So this is in its infancy, this project, so probably a few of these will be kept on until I find out what it does. And again, this is also the Fanta gene, definitely got it in it, and it's made the pastel on it so much brighter and so much nicer. I like that. Be interesting to see. I haven't made a pastel one before, so it'd be interesting to see whether they fade or not. There's also motley and blade involved in this. Dad's a motley blade pastel leopard clown. So these guys are all probably they've got the crossover patterns in that. So they're at least motley or blade as well. I'm not really fussed about that, to be honest. If they are, they are. If they're not, they're not. So that's a little boy. Really interesting clown markers on that one. Very clear. They're all 100% anyway, but people like to talk about clown markers. Well, that's what these are on the end of the tail there. And then this is the same as last year's babies. So this is yeah, this has got the whites up the sides as well. Look at that, that's really nice. So this is a Fanta clown. They've got really awesome head stamps. The two from last year are very similar. I might actually go and grab one in a minute and show you. Yeah, really nice, really unusual head stamp. Nice, like mahogany, dark chocolatey coloured back stripe. Beautiful flashings up the side. I love all these flashings from the fingers. Really nice. You'd almost think it had a yellow belly. Now here's the last but not least from this clutch. So this is a leopard Fanta clown. Absolutely gorgeous. Look how deep the oranges in that are on this. I love this animal. Oh, the belly, look at the belly. Wow, really spotty and yellow. On yellowy orange. That's very interesting. Super duper head stamp, completely different from the rest, but it's got the influence of the leopard on it. But look at that. That orange will just get better and better as it grows. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this guy away. I say guy, I can't remember what I sexed it as. Let's have a look. It's a girl. I just did it about 30 seconds ago, didn't I? And then look at that lovely stripe across the back of its head. I really like this. The dorsal stripe, you know, it's typical of a leopard, but there's motley involved as well, so that might have tidied it up a little bit, made it look nicer. But and it, with that cross across the head, probably is motley actually. Really lovely girl. I have to move the camera up a bit, I think. That's how big she got. So this is one of last year's. You can see the teardrops don't look anywhere near as white as this clutch. So no, I don't really know why that one's much whiter and more flushed. And I remember this one as a baby wasn't quite nowhere near as white as that one. So maybe just you know, a bit of genetic differences. But there's the head stamp again. That head stamp is awesome. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And as you can see, she's maintained the orange. The dorsal stripe isn't as dark and chocolatey anymore, but the orange, you know, I don't think anybody, I'm colourblind and I can see the orange in her, so she must be still quite orange. So there she is. So this is the female, and the male's probably not far behind. I think this girl will need at least another season to grow before we start putting stuff into her. But look at that, I love the head stamp as well. So it's cool. So thanks for that, DJ John. Okay, so there you go. The orange gene's proven out once again. Quite a few of them in that clutch, in fact. I absolutely love the orange leopard. The deep richness of the colour on it is amazing. And that other, the other one, the other orange cloud with the white flashing and the white fingers up the side, really nice. I'm fairly sure those two I made last year weren't as bright as that. So yeah, over the moon with this. Another new project in its infancy, but another few animals to add to the project, and see where it goes from here. I'll probably change the name at some point. It was just, I kept calling it the Orange Gene. Everyone said you've got to give it a name, so Fanta kind of stuck, but you've obviously got Chris Thomas's Tango and things like that out there, so it's probably, you know, probably should find a cooler name anyway. So thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please tick the like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and stay cool out there.